Hello. So, just had a video recently about a nice little website, Dauntless-Builder.com, that allows you to create a nice visual representation of your build, and you can save them for quick access if you're on the website, or if you're like me, you can save them onto your hard drive and then have a nice, neat little organized folder where you could look at all the graphics. It's nice. It's awesome. But how do you make the build? It's confusing because, like, for instance, if you want to make a build and you literally go into your stuff and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to pick, all right, so you hover over, and this gives me a +3 toughness, okay? So what do I want? Let's say I want to make a build that has Knockout King on it, right? Knockout King. So we're going through conditioning. No, this guy's got Knockout King. We'll throw it on there, okay? And then we're going to put in here, we want to have, is there another Knockout King? Tough, Rage, Fortress, Molten, Guardian, Evasive Fury. There's some kids that are just like, oh my god, it's this piece. Yeah, but I guarantee you the majority of us don't have every piece memorized. I don't. There's no way in hell that I have every piece. I know a lot of them, but I don't know. I probably know about 20% of them, to be honest. And even the 20% that I know that has a perk built into it, I don't have the cell slot memorized. So let's say I was looking for Tough. Here we go, right here. Toughness in the Ganasher Cloak, okay? Let's say that I knew that that had Tough built into it. I don't have it memorized that it comes with a defensive slot. Okay, so then we put Toughness in here. We got Knockout King. Is there a Knockout Glove? Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. See the point that I'm making? And then you find something. I doubt there's. I don't think there's a Knockout Glove. Knockout King. Okay, there is from Pangar. All right. So then you've got the slot, the perks here, right? Or the cell slots for your perks. And then you're like, okay, well, I want to put this guy in here. And you start looking over on your right-hand side on what you can do, what you can change. It's a little tedious. And then you find out that you can't with those options, but then maybe you could put a, like, say that the two Knockout King, the headpiece and the gloves, these guys right here has Knockout King built into it, Knockout King built into it, but I can't get the other perks that I want. So then I got to move this out for something else that has a defensive slot or a power slot, because Knockout King's a power slot. So maybe we'll do a Rage, and then I'll put Knockout King in here, okay? And then you're moving things in and out. You're swapping things in and out constantly until you can find what you feel is the most optimal set, right? It's for me, it's super, super tedious. So I created a spreadsheet. For those of you that know me, this is nothing new. This is what I do. I do spreadsheet, everything for numbers, math, testing, visual aid, everything, right? All right, so what this is, I do have a public link to this. It's not super public yet. There is a public link. I don't want to put it out there yet because if I release it, I want to clean it. This is literally my own lingo. I'm looking at it. It's for me. I'd probably have to put a video out there. I mean, this will kind of go over it, but I have something better after this. But basically what I'm getting at is I had to create a spreadsheet to make my builds because that system that I just showed you is terrible, especially if you don't have everything memorized. Like you gotta like literally sit down like you're learning vocab for your weekly vocab test in school to memorize all the It's kind of silly. It's kind of silly. But people do that. If they're super diehards, they do that. But for casuals or people that have an interest in trying things out, it's overwhelming and it's kind of enough to make them be like, we're not gonna do that. They'll just go to YouTube and watch videos from people like me and other content creators, which is a good thing. But people should feel like they can come up with their own stuff if they want to. There is another type of person that just wants to be told what to do. But if you like to play around and try different things, it's cool. This game has millions of combinations, millions. So what I did on the spreadsheet is basically I created headpieces, chest pieces, gloves, feet, and then all of the behemoths. So Skarn, Boreas. I just put everything in the game into an easy looking screen. And then here's the perk that comes on each item. And then here's the cell slot. M for mobility, U for utility, T for technique, defense, power, right? So then if I was looking for, let's say, an Iceborne build, I could look in here. I don't see Iceborne, okay? I'm going to slot that guy in here. We'll go ahead and just highlight it so I remember, right? And it has a technique slot. So then if I wanted to put Bladestorm in the technique slot, I would write Bladestorm in down over here. So then I have Iceborne and Bladestorm on my foot. And then we'll come over here. We got to find something that has defense for another Iceborne. So let's go ahead and slot in Pangar's feet. Okay? And then we'll put Iceborne down here because we're going to put that into the cell slot. And then what I do is I tally everything up over here. So we have Iceborne, and then I have Bladestorm, and then I have Knockout King. Right? Iceborne I have built into the feet, and then I added Iceborne down over here, so there's another +3, so now I have 6. Bladestorm I have a 1 over here, so I have just a +3. Knockout King I have 1, so just a 3. So if I'm looking for +6 guides, or a build of +6, then now I need to find another Bladestorm, another Knockout King. So you go over here and you find it all, right? So Knockout King, the Pangar gloves, boom, that's going to give us another 3 for Knockout. And then do I have a Bladestorm on the chest? I think we do. We do right here. Carabac. So we highlight that. Now we got a +3 on Bladestorm. But now I still have 2 slots to put in. We got a Technique and a Power. See what I'm saying? So it makes it really easy for me to mess around and play with stuff. I even have all of the weapons listed out over here too. Okay. If you're in my stream and you're a regular and you want access to this, I'll give you the code. This is nowhere near something I would make. But if I was to make this public, I would make it visually appeasing, and I'd make it automated. So when you click on something, it already shades it out. It would auto-populate a +3 or whatever as you fill. And I have drop-down menus so you could select the right, so you don't have to have it memorized. There'd be more detail, right? Because I have information on everything in the game on this, so I could make it user-friendly. But that's not the point. There's a better option. If you're still with me, there's a really, really simple option. And somebody showed me this last week. It's amazing. It's another website. It's glorious. And I don't even use my spreadsheet anymore because of it. That's why I don't want to give the link or even really do much more with it. Website. Oh, look at that. Arrgh. The website is called DauntlessCombiner.tk. I'll leave a link in the description below too. But how this bad boy works, it's amazing. It is the coolest thing. When I first saw it, I was like, here, let's just reload it, right? You come in here and it's nothing. It is absolutely nothing. And I'm like, what is this? Is this an app? Like, what? I don't understand what we're looking at. So here's how it works. When you first get here, this is what the website looks like. And it's genius. And if you guys feel like donating, go ahead, because the dude that put this together, if I was to do a massive spreadsheet, this would be kind of what it would turn, but it'd be lots of work. This is insane. All right, so you clear out all the perks. Now, let's say you want to add, we'll do, you want to add Molten, right? We'll put a +6 in there. So it puts it up there as a +3. Then you have to add plus to make it a +6. And you want to run, let's see, Bladestorm, okay? We're just going to go straight up damage. Not Bladestorm, that's part damage. We want to do Berserker, right? So Technique, you add Berserker, you make it a +3, Molten +3. We're going to do Power. We're going to go... Rage. Actually, let's do low life. Rage for low life. And then we're going to go add defense, Iceborne, which is low life, and then Technique, Wild Frenzy. Okay, so we're at 30-36. We can get one more perk. Let's do Cunning. Boom. Look at that. Berserker, Cunning, Rage, Molten. Now, here's the thing. How do you figure out... Okay, and we want to do... Let's use Chain Blades. Chain Blades, right? So you can pick your weapon up here, and then you pick your perks, add perk, remove, add, minus, okay? And then it's always going to default to 3s. You can't do 1, because let's be honest, if you play the game for a couple weeks, maybe a month, you're going to have all +3s. You will, especially if you use the middleman. I have a video on that if you don't know what the middleman is. Click here, generate. Boom. None. There's no combination in the game that allows this. So let's remove Cunning. Generate. It's generating. No combinations, okay? So then let's get rid of Berserker. Or let's at least knock it down to a 3. We'll see if we can get a +3 in there. Generate. There is 86 combinations in the game that allow this build. Okay, so what it's showing here is the green ones are what we picked. So everything here is showing. And then these Boreas chain blades have conditioning built into it. So this is something that we're getting that we didn't want. And then these are cells, obviously, and these are the built-in column, okay? So these are what we did not want. Molten we wanted, Iceborne we wanted, and these are the cells we have to slot, and these are everything we wanted. Rage Hunter is new, Conditioning is new, and this is in any utility slot. So you can put whatever you want into this slot, Conduit, whatever. Then if you don't want to use Boreas weapons, you can filter through it, or it's going to change the gear. Then here's your Charred Blades setup. Keep filtering through, keep filtering through. It's pretty slick. The website is so slick. Let's remove Berserker, and we're going to add conditioning in here, which is a nope, stop. Add perk. Mobility, conditioning, +3. So this is Iceborne, Rage, Wild Frenzy with Molten and conditioning. And let's see here. If we generate, how many combinations is this? 4, 5, 7, 15, 21, 22. 22 different combinations. And so, like, especially if you want these perks, this is cool because if you're working on your master and you want to use different weapons, you can cycle through these. So here, I'm going to work on my Boreas chain blades. When you get those maxed out, you can keep these perks. And then you can switch over to, there's a build that uses the same perks that gives you quill shots. There's a build with these combinations that gives you strikes. Let's keep going. There's Skarns. There you go. So you can get at least those 5 or 6 chain blades done with these perks. Now you could also come in here and stop it. Add perk. I bet you can get conduit in here. I bet you conduit. I'll give it a +3. Generate. There's only 2 combinations with conduit. One with Strike's chain blades and one with Boreas' chain blades. But there's your place. So you can generate, you can remove, you can tweak, you can do whatever. When this was shown to me 4 days ago, we made 17-ish, probably 15 different builds in a matter of a few hours of testing things against the Trials Behemoth. We'd move conditioning in and out. We'd move different low-life stuff. We'd move Molten in. We'd move it, and it was quick. I didn't have to go to the website or my spreadsheet and try to play a game of Sudoku of process of elimination, and I didn't have to try to use my brain to look at the menu system and go in and out and try to like write things down on paper. Be like, okay, this has tough. I already have tough covered, and it's insane. It is super fast. And so the other cool thing about this is, I mean, it tells you everything right here, right? You can just look at here. You know, these are your cells on the right-hand column in green. These are your built-in perks of the item. You have the picture of the item. So if you don't know the name of it, like I don't, I can look at it and visualize, no, that's a Boreas headpiece. That's Hellion Boreas. That's Boreas. So you could use this to quickly go into your game and then open your loadout and swap them in and out. Or if you want a prettier version, you just straight up export it into your Dauntless, and then you're like, hey, I like this build, and then you just favorite it, and then you name it. We'll do YT Combiner test build, right? You hit OK. You go to your My Builds. There's the build from the other video. There's the Combiner test build already in here. Boom. Quick, easy. There's your visual. Done. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's something that I was planning on doing with my my spreadsheet, and then eventually making it a public thing. It's been done. I don't need to. It's been done, and it's glorious. I mean, a spreadsheet would work offline, and then you could put it on your phone, and you don't have to be on the internet. If you're on your phone, you're on the internet anyway. It doesn't even matter. So, DauntlessCombiner.tk. I'll have a link in the description below. I mean, this thing is the coolest thing. If you guys want to mix and match and play around with stuff, awesome. If you want to be told what to do, that's fine too. You don't need to use it. But this is the coolest tool I have seen in a long time in many video games. Hats off to whoever created it. I thought the dude that came into my channel was promoting it at first. I was confused. I didn't understand how to use it. It took me like a couple hours of looking at it and talking to the guy before I realized what the buttons did. I mean, again, I thought it was kind of a promotion thing. I was like, I don't understand. And the fact that it loads with preloaded perks and nothing over to the side, I didn't understand. There's a generate button, and then you get the arrows down here to cycle through the combinations that are found. It's cool. It's hella cool. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully it helps. I know it helps. It does help, unless you just don't want to make your own builds. It is awesome. I've said that so many times. It is. Whoever created that, you're a monster. You're a monster. Anyways, I stream daily over on Twitch between 8 p.m. to about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. Support a creator code SlyGumbi works. Twitter, SlyGumbi. I have a Discord link down below if you want to jump in. I got videos posted there. We got information posted there. We got a community there. It's a cool place. I have a website where a lot of this stuff also ends up. And then that's it. YouTube. You're on YouTube. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.